Hello, my name is Jack Pose, director and producer of The Last Dance, Spades Edition. This two-part documentary will take you to an in-depth look at one of the most exciting events in the history of Beach Week, Horserace. Furthermore, we will take a deep dive into the suit and team of Spades, by far the most heartbroken yet spiritist to their suit/team. While part 1 will have more interviews, it does not lack content, as all interviewers were very open and honest. In part 2, the Horse Race Commission granted us access to the great sport which is horse race. This never before seen film and unequaled access will give you an insight to just how insane some of the horse race events are. And now, without further ado, here is part 1 of The Last Dance, Spades Edition.
I guess Beach Week, summer 2019.
It was last year in this very house. Brett brought it out. We were getting bored of playing drunk blackjack, and Brett just decided to come out with this game, Horse Race.
And he laid it down. And you just had to bet a suit, that was it.
I heard some craziness going on in the background. They said they were playing some game called Horse Race.
That was it. And I chose Spades, and I haven't turned back since.
I think I was going from maybe some diamonds, some hearts, clubs, and then I noticed that there were these, maybe 2 at the time, maybe Alex and Alec, maybe there were more, but they were having a really good time on Team Spades, and I was like, I want to go with that team and make it more hype, join the hype, and just celebrate all the wins like you guys were, because they were having the most fun, it felt like.
Spades.
I mean, look, it all started back in this house too. I mean, I won my first game, and I was watching some people suffer on Spades, and I felt they needed a win, and I wanted to join them. I saw what could have happened in the future, and I just had confidence in them. I definitely wanted to join my roommate Alex because, he's my roommate, he's my dude. I was tired of watching him suffer. I wanted to go there to win a ship.
I didn't really know, I didn't understand the idea of sticking with one team. I was more of an undrafted free agent, But like everywhere I went, I won. Like I first betted clubs. I don't know why I betted clubs. I just was like, oh, clubs is gonna win. They won. I betted hearts. Hearts won. And I betted diamonds. Diamonds won. The only card I never won with was Spades.
So what made you want to join Spades?
It was the dedication. I saw these 2 guys, this guy named Alex Conley and this guy named Jack Hughes, and the dedication they had towards Spades, because I knew that they wanted to achieve something. They were here to do something great. And that's what I want to do. I want to be memorable.
And I'll admit, I started off just like jumping suits. Wasn't really sure where I wanted to be, Gotta think about big things like that. But ultimately, I ended up on hearts, and I've been there ever since. Second of all, I'm just a huge fan of love, man. Love conquers all. And just the heart symbol just means so much to me, Loyalty, love, charisma. It's just like my favorite suit, so I'm just gonna stick with it from here on out.
At first, I started on Spades. Then this year came, and I wanted to do something new, so I went with hearts. I guess my inspiration for love. I felt a connection between myself and the hearts.
Nick, I'm gonna tell you something about Nick Slater. He seems like he's some great guy. He seems like he's some great guy, and he's like, we love hearts, man. Hearts is great, but it's not like that. He's a maniac. He says he wants hearts to win, but all he wants to do is make people suffer, make us suffer, the Spades suffer. That's all he wanted.
It's just hearts doing what they do. They act like they're your friends. They want you to join, and they just fuck you over.
You were one of the people who first described Nick Slater as Derek Jeter. Is there anything you want to say about that?
Like I said, he acts like he wants to be your friend and then breaks your heart. That's all he is.
Chrissy Tina and I have been going for clubs recently because I think they're the true underdog. Because like Spades loses, but like clubs loses too, but nobody notices.
Success.
I mean, at the end of the day, Beach Week last year, Spades might have been the best suit. And then we had Frisco, and Spades was on fire. So going into this week, I was like, we're the greatest team in the league. Nothing can stop us. Thoughts?
It was just brutal. Like, at first I was like, I mean, one night we lose, and then we keep losing. And it just keeps piling on, and we're being targeted by hearts. People are coming after us. Like, nobody's going for the clubs, nobody's going for the diamonds. It's just spades, spades, spades. But, you know, that's what happens. And I just wanted to, like, keep pounding more and more before each horse race, because I thought eventually we would get the victory.
Streak. Do you have anything to say about why Spades kept losing?
Bad luck, I guess.
I mean, there's so many times that we just like, what happened was we would have this big lead on like, we have a 4-car lead, and then we would end up being last place. And that happened so many times. And so there was a lot of hardship.
Myself in the hearts.
At this point in the 2020 season, have you ever once considered joining Team Spades?
I have. But that was after Spades had lost about 10 straight. And I figured joining Spades as like a pity and helping them win.
How did you react?
Honestly, at the end of the day, I wasn't fazed, because nothing can faze me. But I still hung up strong and thought that no matter what, Spades would win.
I'm not sure I would call myself a statistical expert, but I did think they would eventually win.
How?
You know, there was one point where every round I kind of just expected to win. And it really just felt kind of strange. I actually kind of lost some motivation for the game. You know, at that point, I didn't really feel like there was any point in winning, but you know, we just kept chugging on and we got the win, and we kept punching, you know.
And I felt like everything in the world just went black. Just every emotion I had was just sucked out of me. It was brutal.
How did you feel when people were starting to doubt your ability as a shuffler?
It's natural, you know, if implied odds means you win 25% of the time, you should theoretically be winning 1 in 4. So when you go 0 and 12, 0 and 13, you start to have doubts, you know, you start to wonder. So that's why I decided to make sure that everybody could see the shuffle. I dropped them on the middle table, moved them around until everybody's liking, packed them all up, and then we went from there.
Well, as long as the cards were all in the deck, I thought that we would have a fair chance.
Me personally, I was in on it for a few days. I knew about it, but I wasn't the one who did it.
Because I took out 7 spades.
But why'd you do that?
Because it would have been funny.
But what made you feel
And you weren't gonna win anyway, so.
I had a little bit of feelings for Spades at one point because of the trauma they went through with the whole conspiracy. But never once did I think about leaving hearts.
What are your thoughts on the Spades conspiracy?
I think that's really unfortunate, and my heart really goes out to them. The people who committed that's just messed up. I don't know why they would ever consider doing that. However, that round I decided to just drink for 1 second in respect of the Spades, because I have nothing but respect for the Spades.
Say about that.
It was interesting, it was funny, and it was honestly kind of well thought out. You know, you guys had no clue. in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it really made a difference in the whole history of everything because you guys had already lost for 3 nights in a row, 13 or 14, 15 games, and the scandal only affected 2 matches.
The great Spades.
Well, I'm the one who told Katie to take Spades out because I thought it'd be funny. But then she actually did it, which I didn't know she would. So I thought it was funny. And then I took the spades and I put them in my pants. And every time we shuffled, I put 1 more in so it'd be less suspicious. But you still wouldn't win.
It's been a rough day so far. There's a lot in my system. And then my Spades teammates, Jack, John, and Gandhi, they grabbed me and like, Alex, the deck was rigged, the deck was rigged, the deck was rigged. And I was like, what? And for the last couple of rounds, the past couple of nights, we had thought that maybe the deck was rigged. Maybe that is why we kept losing. It wasn't our fault.
If I have to pick a rival, it's definitely Spades. Spades is the one that it was, if we lose to them, we get hit. If we win, we hit them.
Just bounce back and forth.
You witnessed your alleged boyfriend, Jonathan Fritz. You witnessed him go on the Spans bandwagon and lose. What does that make you feel?
He doesn't pick cards very well. All the Spades members are loud and belligerent. Well, I'm just trying to have a good time, and I don't want to listen to it anymore.
People Hartner said before, y'all are loud and annoying.
Did you enjoy seeing Hearts beat Spades that many times?
Yes. It was very fun to see every single time, just to win.
That very first night, Hearts had almost as many losses as Spades. Anything to say about that?
Nah, because y'all kept losing and we kept winning.
Then I realized Alex already has enough power and doesn't need any more.
What is this power you speak of that you give to the man named Alex Connolly?
Well, it goes to his head and then he gets lost on the beach and has to get driven home by a cop car and then they show up and bust our party.
Oh,
it was hilarious. And it got funnier and funnier as time went on because Spades would wager 5 and then they'd wager 10 and then they'd start wagering shotguns and beer bongs and the more and more they lost, the more and more they wagered. It was hilarious.
Was there loyalty?
You know, that's just what comes with being on Team Spades. People are gonna hate you. You gotta know that. If you're not ready for that, then you probably shouldn't be on Team Spades.
Are you willing to take all the punishment that you've had to do for Team Spades?
Every day, without question. It does not keep me up at night. I know that I'm on the right team with Spades, and if I have to drink for 2 minutes in a row, then let that be that.
Did the other teams rooting against me ever dampen my spirits? Pfft, no. I mean, since the beginning of this league, Beach Week 2019, Frisco 2020, I've always been ganged up on. I've been Spades gang since the beginning. And I was so obnoxious about it that people would target me. And that's just how it went. When I lost, I paid the price. That's how it's always been. So when everyone was cheering for me to keep losing, I mean, it just fueled my fire.
Probable was the 0-20 streak that Spades went on.
Extremely improbable. Like I said, every round you have a 25% chance of winning. I was mind blown that Spades didn't get the win. Grateful, but mind blown.
Losing all those games in a row.
It was actually insane to see how many times Spades would not win.
Times in a row.
Pretty darn improbable.
Could you?
There's a 1 in 4 chance that they would win, so there's a 3/4 chance they would lose.
So
for them to keep losing that many times would be like a 3/4 to 21 square.
Okay.
Or 20 square.
Thank you.
Honestly, at one point I felt like we were never going to win.
But did you ever consider jumping ship?
I mean, yeah, I did.
There was a lot of hardship, you know? We came so close many times, but we came so far all the other times.
Fair chance, and I thought it would be our night, so I said, I'm gonna beer bong every single time until we win.
Think they had a chance?
I honestly didn't. I was literally pouring a beer bong so I could just drink it.
We were ahead on that last one.
It was crazy because like it was like one of those things where you're like, it's like we've been here before, you know, like we start off hot start, we're up 3 cards and we're off to this hot start and everybody's coming back and then you just slowly see Spade just slowly working its way up and you're just like, no, there's no way. there's no way this could happen. Like that's the first, like, deep down inside, I knew it could happen, but like in my mind, it was like we're not gonna win.
I didn't know if I even believed. I mean, I had hope. Like, I was thinking this could be the one, but never was there this will be the one. Because at that point, it hadn't been. So when we were winning in the end, I was like, can we do it? Can we do it? I was hugging on my boys. Can we do it? When that final card flipped, everything lit up. I jumped on my boys, they jumped on me. We finally did it. We won one. We could give out the punishment to those who had punished us.
If I could just say this, I don't think I've ever jumped so high in my life. I've never felt an immediate low to immediate high that much. I'm pretty sure at that point you could have diagnosed me as bipolar.
I was overcome with so much emotion. I felt like I just had a kid. Like, I felt like I just won the Super Bowl. I felt like I was going to Disney World. I felt like everything great in life I just experienced in that one moment. Because it wasn't just like Spades won. It was like we won. After all the targeting, after all the self-doubters, after the scandals, after all the hate towards Spades, we did it. We won.
I feel like we finally did what we were meant to do.
Funny, when they won, I was sad.
Why were you sad?
Because it's like, it shouldn't have happened, it doesn't feel right.
When you finally won a game, what were your thoughts?
Nick, 2 beer bongs.
That last game, when we were about to win, you put a beer bong on Nick Slater. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, you deserved it.
When the Spades finally finished their 0-20 streak and got their win, you were the victim of a lot of trauma. What do you say to that?
You know what? I was expecting it, and if they didn't hit me with all that, I would have felt a little disrespected. So I'm glad that I got hit with all those beer bongs. It was a good time. I had a great time after I drank all that. And shout out to the Spades for getting the win there.
When you saw Nick taking those 4 beer bongs from you and John, what did you feel?
Satisfaction. Never have I been more proud of Spades.
I look back when we're getting ready for game 3, and I look at Jack and I say, you in? He just looks at me and he goes, no, Chief. I'm out. And he hung his jersey from the rafters, and that hurt. What is Spades without Alex and Jack?
Like, all the work and effort I put in to Spades, it was time for a little break. It needed to be done, and I just wanted to relax. I didn't want to have to worry about the racehorse anymore. I just wanted to celebrate the victory that me and my teammates had worked so hard for.
But after he retired, I knew that was a big hit. I mean, it's hard trying to wager Byerton when you know Hughes isn't out there shotgunning with you.
And losing a brother like that is never easy.
My initial thoughts were, damn, I can't hit Jack Hughes now. But at the same time, game respects game, you know? It was kind of like Kobe retiring. Like, you didn't really want it to happen, but like when it happened, it was just respect.
But then it got worse, because not only did Jack leave, and it was only me, John, and Tyler, but John and Tyler both decided to switch over. And not only did they just switch and leave Spades, which hurt enough, they went to Hearts. To Hearts.
I chose Hearts because of Nick. I chose Hearts because Nick always told me how great Hearts was, and I was like, and Hearts always won. They were the Warriors, and we're the Hornets. I mean, let's be honest here. We barely won, and having like actual faith that like your team was gonna win the majority of the time was great. And then John left with me, and John went to me and he said, "Where do you want to go?" And he said, "I'm going Hearts if you want to go with me." And John taught me so much that I thought that the best thing for me was to follow him.
I mean, what kept me staying on Spades was the brothers. I mean, without Jack, Alex, and Gandy, I don't think I ever would have been able to go through that. But we fed off each other, and once one of us was gone, I just didn't think I could do that anymore.
When you left, the first house you chose was Hearts.
Is there anything specific about Team Hearts that you want to say?
I'm just tired of losing, man.
When John Fritz and Tyler Gandy switched over to the opposing Team Hearts, what were your opinions?
I was glad to have them. You know, on the Hearts team, we really believe in love and acceptance, and it didn't really bother me that they were former Spades. I was glad to have them on my side.
It was in that moment when I realized I was the last Spade. And I took off my king shirt, and I threw on the ace, I threw on the jack, and I threw on the king. Because when Spades needed it most, I was there.
Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
I'm through with standing in line. The clubs will never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be.
3, 2,
I want a brand new house on soda cribs and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king size tub big enough for 10 plus me. I'll need a credit card that's got no limit and a big black chair with a bedroom in it. Gonna join the Mile High Club at 37,000 feet. I want a new tour bus full of old guitars. I'm a star on Hollywood Boulevard. Somewhere between Cher and James Dean is fine for me. I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I'd even cut my hair and change my name. Cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses.
And I prayed that one day, my boys would return to me and the family of Spades.
One second. Beer bong on Spades!
Who is he?
He's on so many. How many more beers do you have?
We finally did it. We won one. We could give out the punishment to those who had punished us. I thought at that moment that all my heartache was over. But boy, was I wrong.